does the author mean by the phrase "in the pipeline"? Yet to be launched, being in the process of work, the project is parallel to the demand, in tandem with the consumer. In the pipeline, I think means that being in the process of work there. Okay. Let me do first one-liners. Suitable synonym for the word segment. Component, part, piece, area, segment basically means I think part. The majority of this premier health institute is learned to have suggestion. The majority of this premier health institute the majority of these premier health institute will have learned to have suggested. The premier health institute learned to have suggested. These premier health institute is learn to have suggested. यहाँ पे स्पेलिंग गलत है. will नहीं होगा. Revenue earned in foreign currency may not be a sufficient hedge for companies borrowing exclusively with low interest rate. Revenue earned in foreign currency may not be sufficient hedge for companies borrowing excessively with low interest. For companies borrowing excessively due to and towards companies borrowing excessively due and companies borrowing excessively due to. For companies borrowing excessively due to will come. For जाएगा. Okay, so practically speaking, a well diversified portfolio is difficult to construct as it would require holding too many stocks. Practically speaking, a well diversified portfolio is difficult to construct as it would require holding too many stocks. As it would holding too many stocks. Holding too many. I think there will be no improvement. Their release seemed unjust and the subsequent celebration of their release by some is revolting. Their release seemed नहीं आएगा क्योंकि seemingly and seemed तो पहले से eliminate हो जाएंगे. यहाँ पे their release seems unjust but the subsequent celebration of their release by some revolting seems unjust and the subsequent celebration of the release by some is revolting. But नहीं आएगा यहाँ पे, and का यूज होगा. Joining word आएगा. The prerequisites laid out before an arrest include the availability of credible evidence. Availability of credible evidence of wrongdoing as a starting point. Lay out for an arrest include the ability laid out before an arrest include the ability laid out before an arrest include the availability of layout तो नहीं जाएगा. Before laid out before an arrest include the availability of. Okay, the theme of this year World Water Day March 22 was groundwater, making the invisible visible. The dash focus is to draw attention to the role of groundwater in water and sanitation systems, agriculture industry, ecosystem and climate change adaptation not only helps reduce the risk of water shortage and cares to the need if arid and semi-arid region, but its value has not been fully recognized by policy making. While dependence on the groundwater is increasing everywhere, there are serious issues of depletion of stored groundwater and deterioration of quality. High temperature are drought threaten water security due to its high storage capacity. Groundwater is more vulnerable to the effects of climate change than surface water. Okay, so the theme of this year World Water Day was groundwater, making the invisible visible. The dash focus to grilling. We are not grilling something here. The centrally focused, no, supplementing. Like here the attention word is there and the focus is to do attention. So basically it will be the primary word will go here. The primary focus is to draw attention to the role of the groundwater in water and sanitation system, agriculture industry, ecosystem and climate change adaptation. Groundwater helps reduce the risk of what type of risk it will reduce? Temporary, very contemporary and illuminating. Like groundwater, if groundwater will be there, so definitely the risk of temporary water shortage वो खत्म हो जाएगा and the dash to the need of arid. What types of need it will serve to the needs of arid, or it will caters to the need of arid, or it will neglects or stands. It will cater to the needs of the arid and semi-arid region, but its value has not been fully recognized in policy making. While dependence on groundwater is increasing everywhere, here are serious issues of depletion of stored groundwater and deterioration of quality. High temperature and drought threaten water supply. Due to its high storage capacity, groundwater is more. I think there will be no change here. Vulnerable means at risk. Due to its high storage capacity, groundwater is more vulnerable. No. At risk, not it doesn't mean at risk. It means that due to its high storage capacity, groundwater is more resilient to the effect of climate change. यहाँ पे इनकी हाई स्टोरेज कैपेसिटी होती है ग्राउंड वाटर की, इसलिए फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी तो नहीं आएगा. जो फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी फ्रेजाइल वीक तो नहीं है. अडॉप्टिंग नो इज मोर रेजिलेंट टू द इफेक्ट्स ऑफ क्लाइमेट चेंज देन सरफेस वाटर. The International Conference on Groundwater Key to the Sustainable Development Goals and the UN Water Summit on Groundwater December are part of global initiative to highlight the simplicity of groundwater in sustainable development, complexity, commonance, obviously convenience, no, significance will be the word here to highlight the significance of groundwater. Groundwater is so important to sustainable development. Okay, our grant program has been conceived now to A के साथ D of re-establishing ecological function in Indian grassland. F, grant venture would most certainly bolster India's conservation name. E, apparently change the course of grassland conservation in India. Okay. The process of translocating cheetahs into India. इसका तो कोई पेयर नहीं बन रहा. Cheetah reintroduction in India has a large goal of re-establishing ecological function in Indian grassland. ये जा रहा है, सी एंड डी जा रहा है, फिर ए, सी एंड डी यहाँ पे है, बी एंड एफ, द प्रोसेस ऑफ, नो देयर इज नो पेयर ऑफ बी, it would be A, E and C, D. A grand program has been conceived now to apparently change the course of grassland. Okay. The 19-year-old American grandmaster Hans Niemann AKI, American side apparently from has been charged with cheating allegation by a champion Magnus Carlsen. We can even report the idea of any kind of resistance and deny cheating allegation in over the board games. He revealed last month that he had cheated on 2 separate occasions. सी का भी मुझे कोई पेयर लग नहीं रहा है. I can see the 19-year-old American grandmaster Hans Niemann has been charged with cheating allegation by champion Magnus. ओके, ग्रैंड मास्टर की बात हो रही है तो डेफिनेटली ये वाला पेयर बनेगा ए एंड एफ का, एंड बी डी. Niman has opposed the idea of kind of assistance and denied cheating allegation. Okay, these two are the answer. International passenger traffic has also been on an uptrend. Despite a healthy recovery in passenger traffic, इसका तो कोई पेयर नहीं है. Even as the recovery in the aviation sector has been highly impressive. I can see A and F is the pair. These findings demonstrate new resource for into the for के बाद into not at all. BD to use this technology study blue whales movement researchers into habitat that is transient shipping node. The research and its underlying technology are opening new windows into the complex and beautiful ecology of these endangered whales. We are excited about the future. Discoveries we can make by despite integration knowledge is here the context is we are excited about the future discoveries we can make by integration of technologies to measure these whale sound enable this important discovering eavesdropping on the blue whales and their noisy ocean animal. Basically this was the discovery. A and D. B and F, integration of technology to measure these whale sound enable this important discovery. Integration of technologies to measure these whale sounds. Okay, now here this pair is mine. Emergency use authorization for two anti-coronavirus vaccine. The Drugs Control General India approved in children between 5 and amid an uptick of fresh COVID-19 cases in the country. S से start होगा. Let's check. Q. The Drugs Controller General of India approved the emergency use authorization for two anti-coronavirus vaccine in children between 5 and 12. That is correct. And bank credit linked self-help programs more than 3 trillion every year for the rural poor. Paradoxically, this happens in the country that spends from the central and state budgets. Paradoxically, and से start नहीं होगा, mode से start नहीं होगा, from से start नहीं होगा. So here it will start with R. Or paradoxically, this happened in a country that spends more than 3 trillion every year for the rural poor from central and state budget and bank credit. SP जाएगा, no, not PS. And horizontal equity in the delivery of public goods. India's physical federalism, particularly to improve the transfer system. Another lapse is the failure to deploy the data to an India at the sub-state level. We'll start with India's fiscal federalism. RC. Another lapse is the failure to deploy the data to India fiscal federalism, R or Q. Last year, to record low of total coal power capacity under development slit for 457 gigawatt from 525 gigawatt after rising. S से start होगा. Total power capacity under development slit last year to record low of, this is correct. Western and media attention may be focused on the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, but countries have not taken their eye off the Indo-Pacific, where there is a clear evidence of changing world order. Western media attention may be focused on the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, but countries have not taken their. I think no arrangement here. Correct. I'm very bad in errors. Zelensky has been tailored his message to individual countries through video appeals like the one shown to legislator in the Australia Parliament. Australia Parliament. Yes, सबसे big error तो सामने दिख रहा है. It will not be Australia Parliament. It will be Australian Parliament. E अभी E दो में है. D चेक करते हैं. The one shown to the legislator. फिर A, Zelensky has been tailored. I think here the speech is going in passive voice. Zelensky has been tailored. Has been tailored की जगह we will use tailoring. Zelensky has been tailoring his message. Tailored will not go here. A massive fire was raising with black and white smoke billowing overhead. A video released the ministry some smoke billowing overhead. A video released by the ministry showed. इसमें तो मुझे कोई error नहीं दिख रहा है. He also predicted the price to edible oil now about rupees 250 liter will not go. This is also visible. Definitely D will go, and